Well, good evening there to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me tonight. Here with me tonight, it is now time for the Scott Manning YouTube College Basketball Podcast Wrap-Up Show. 4 big games that I want to talk about tonight. One was a top 15 battle that had everybody talking. The other one was an overtime thriller out of the Big East. And of course, we had 2 huge upsets today. I'm going to talk about all 4 of those games, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be some major shakeups in the top 5. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. And I'm going to say it now. What a Saturday it was in college basketball. The day started right out at 12 noon today with number 8 Michigan State, number 14 Ohio State. Michigan State comes home a winner 86-77 today. Ohio State looked very impressive in the first half. Although they trailed for a good part of the half, they closed out the first half on a 15-5 run. The game was pretty much theirs. The game was theirs, but then Michigan State proved that they are a second half basketball team. Although some of the officiating was questionable, I will admit, I'm going to say it. But I will give Michigan State all the credit in the world. They outplayed Ohio State every which way possible. I mean, think about this. For Ohio State, 27-62 from the field as a team for 43.5%. Three-point shooting was not that good, 7-25 for 28%. Now, they did shoot 16-21 for 76.2%. But Michigan State dominated everything today. 25 of 46 from the field, 54.3%. 6 of 18 from three-point land for 33.3%. They were 30 of 37 from the free throw line for 81.1%. Michigan State out-rebounded Ohio State today 37-26. And despite the fact that Michigan State had 12 turnovers, they got the job done. For Michigan State, Cassius Winston, what can you say about him? 25 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Nick Ward, 21.7 rebounds. Matt McQuaid came in for the injured Joshua Langford. 12.6 rebounds, 2 assists. Michigan State got the job done. Caleb Wesson, I hate numbers like this. 25 points, 8 rebounds. He fouled out. Luther Muhammad, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He fouled out. Andre Wesson, 10 points, 4 rebounds. He fouled out of the game. C.J. Jackson, 10.6 rebounds, 5 assists. Not even enough today. It got so bad that they had to empty the bench for Ohio State just to contend with Michigan State. Had Joshua Langford played in this game today, Michigan State would have easily beaten Ohio State. This loss would have been a lot worse for Ohio State had Joshua Langford played today. But what can you say? Michigan State did what they had to do. 54.3% from the field for the game. Very impressive. Now, the 3-ball shooting was a little bit iffy, but Michigan State out-rebounded Ohio State 37-26. In the second half, Michigan State proved that they are a better second-half basketball team. My hats go off to Tom Izzo. They got the job done. Nick Ward, 21.7 rebounds. I'm going to tell you right now, these guys here played all game long. And the bottom line is, Michigan State, you think it's going to be easy? I wouldn't quite say that. They got Purdue coming up next. Now, for Ohio State, I think we have Rutgers. But I will say this, though. Don't count Ohio State out just yet. We could still get into a possible battle. We could possibly still have a say in the Big Ten championship race. If anything can happen, it usually does. But for the short term, Michigan State has proven to me that they can challenge Michigan in the Big Ten. And everybody's saying that Michigan's untouchable right now. Now, Michigan plays Indiana tomorrow. They have a game tomorrow. But the bottom line is, if Michigan loses tomorrow, the Big Ten race is going to get turned upside down in a big, big way. And I'm going to say it now. I said it the other day, and I said it Friday. Don't take the Hoosiers lightly, because if you do, it may come back to haunt you later. It's a disappointing loss. Chris Holtman said this after the game. It's a disappointing loss, and it hurts a little bit. Tom Izzo said we had to come back and come from behind. There were some calls I didn't like, but we got the job done and we got the W. And that's all that matters at this moment. Okay. The next game I want to talk about is very simple. This one comes to us from out of the Big East. St. John's, Georgetown. This game was going on at the same time as the Michigan State Ohio State contest. This game was crazy. St. John's beat Georgetown 97-94 in overtime. And think about this. This game was just, oh brother, you wouldn't believe it. Shamari Pons, 37 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Justin Simon, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists in the game. Mustafa Heron, 12 points, 3 rebounds for St. John's today. Marvin Clark II, 11 points, 3 rebounds. LJ Figueroa, 11 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists on an almost double-double for him today. He was very impressive. But for Georgetown, I hate numbers like this in a losing effort. Jesse Govan, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. I hate that. James Akinjo, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Jamarco Pickett, 13 points, 6 rebounds. Greg Monorowski, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Josh LeBlanc, a double-double for him in a losing effort. 12 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists. Well, where was this game decided? St. John's came up clutch in the end. From inside the arc, they were clutch today. 35-67, 52.2% today. They shot 11-27 for three-point land for 40.7%. That was huge today. Now, they did go 16-25 from the free throw line. But despite the fact that Georgetown out-rebounded St. John's today 47-32, they got the job done. Both teams had 23 assists today. And despite the fact, and this is another thing that really hurt Georgetown, was 17 turnovers. That killed them right there. St. John's only had 11. And the Red Storm are still at the top of the Big East. And they could be the underdog, and they could be a team that could come out of nowhere and win the Big East crown. Think about this. St. John's has really shown me a lot. They already have one conference loss, however. But this was a big win for St. John's. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out the rest of the way. But Shamari Pons, 37 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. He needed every bit of that today. And I'm going to tell you right now, he was the biggest. If it weren't for Shamari Pons, Georgetown would have ran all over St. John's today. There's no doubt. So now here's the question. Can St. John's keep up all of this momentum and challenge for the Big East title? There's been a lot of questions there. Can it happen, and will it happen? I say yes. And do not take St. John's lightly. We all took them lightly when the season started. Now I think a lot of us are going to be regretting that decision. And I'm going to say this now. It's going to be very fun. And this season is going to get interesting to see how the season goes the rest of the way. But for the short term, St. John's is sitting at the top of the East. And the Big East may get crowded. And the bottom line is, St. John's could be the team to beat in the Big East. But don't take Seton Hall lightly. They haven't been talked about much. As a matter of fact, Steve Lavin was asked today on Fox during one of the Fox pregame shows. He was asked which underdog can come out of the Big East and take it. He went with Seton Hall. And Seton Hall's not getting much respect right now because of St. John's. Now, I think it's a shame that it's happening. Okay. Now, we've talked about two of the great games from this afternoon. We had 2 evening games, and we have another game from earlier today that needs to be talked about. Did any of you today have a chance to see Alabama knock off Kentucky? Yes, Alabama, the big bat football school, they actually have really impressed me in basketball here lately. They knocked off number 13 Kentucky today, 77-75. This was a crazy game. All 5 starters for Kentucky and Alabama were in double figures today. Tevin Mack, 22 points, 5 rebounds. Kiara Lewis Jr., 12 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Donta Hall, 11 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for him today. Dejon Ingram, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Herbert Jones, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists for Alabama today in their victory. For Kentucky, P.J. Washington, 15 points, 7 rebounds. Keldon Johnson for Kentucky, 13.7 rebounds, 4 assists. Reed Travis, 12.6 rebounds. Ashton Haggins, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Tyler Hero wasn't much of a hero today, 12 points, 3 rebounds. Now, where was this game decided today? A few things do stick out to me. The three-point shooting for Kentucky, 5 of 18 from three-point land today for 27.8%. Kentucky cannot hit a 3 ball to save themselves. And despite the fact they did go 14-17 from the free throw line for 82.4%, it wasn't enough. They couldn't offset the lousy three-point shooting. But they did go 28-65 from the field for 43.1%. Now for Alabama, they went 27-59 today from the field, 45.8%. Very impressive. And they were 10 of 23 today from three-point land, 43.5%. At the free throw line, they were 13-17 for 76.5%, and they out-rebounded Kentucky today 40-32. But despite 17 turnovers, Alabama pulled off the upset. Wow. I wonder what John Calipari's thinking tonight. That's what I'd like to know. He was probably in the locker room taking a course in Bobby Knight potty mouthology. He was probably in the locker room cussing like a Kentucky coal miner after the way that Kentucky played today. Folks, this is Alabama we're talking about. The big bat football school. They're not supposed to be good in basketball. Somebody must have forgot to give them the memo. But it is what it is. Alabama played hard today. They got the job done. And if you guys are wondering how Clemson did tonight, they got their doors blown off by Duke, 84-68, I do believe. So it's a great start to the weekend for Alabama, not so much for Clemson. But we'll think about Monday night on Monday night. But anyway, this game had everything from strange shots to everything that would happen. If somebody would have told me that Kentucky would have gone 5 of 18 from three-point land, I would have believed it. But I'm telling you this, John Calipari probably at home, screaming like a little sissy girl. He's probably crying, or he probably went right to the locker room, started screaming like Bob Knight, or probably dropping the F-bomb or the SH bomb like old Bobby Knight used to do. Now, I shouldn't say that about Calipari. He's a good guy. Don't get me wrong. But this loss hurts Kentucky early in the SEC race, because Tennessee just blew Georgia right out of the building earlier today. This loss for Kentucky is going to hurt. Should we be talking about Alabama contending for the SEC crown? It's too early for that, because right now Tennessee's just too hot. Unless barring some odd off-the-wall thing happening to Tennessee, I think Tennessee's going to win the SEC. I really do. Because right now, outside of Tennessee right now, the rest of the SEC is weak. And I am including Kentucky in that, after what I saw today. And the bottom line is, the Southeast Conference has a lot of work to do, and they haven't shown me much of anything so far. Okay, that's one upset. The other upset I want to talk about tonight is from earlier this evening. Iowa State shocks number 5 Kansas. The big bad Jayhawks went down 77-60. Hard to believe. Mario Shyok, 25 points, 5 rebounds for him. Tyrese Halliburton, 14 points, 3 assists, 5 big steals from him. Nick Welker-Babb, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Now Kansas did not have Udoka Azubuike available tonight because he sprained his wrist on Friday during practice. How bad is that? And the Kansas Jayhawks looked just awful. They shot un-Kansas-like numbers in a couple of departments. Now, for Iowa State first, 28-61 from the field, 45.9%. And from three-point land for Iowa State tonight, 13-25 for 52%. Now, despite the fact that Iowa State only had 10 free throw shots, they made 8 of them for 80%. Now, Kansas did out-rebound Iowa State 41-26. But as far as Kansas goes, 24-56, 42.9%, that's pretty good. But they were only 6 of 20 tonight from three-point land for 30%. And they only shot 6 of 11 from the free throw line for 54.5%. And on top of that, turnovers. Kansas turned the ball over 24 times. Kansas, I'm just going to say it now again. The Kansas Jayhawks, flat. They were just flat awful. They played bad today. They played bad tonight. And on top of that, they didn't have Azubuike available. In my opinion, that's no excuse. And here's why. You got Dedrick Lawson, 13 points, 12 rebounds. He had a double-double. Not anywhere near enough. Quentin Grimes, 19.6 rebounds. He didn't show me much of anything. And I mean, LaGerald Vick, he only had like maybe 6 or 7 points tonight. He had a bad night. He played awful. I mean, Bill Self was like ready to pull his hair out. I think he got a technical foul in just frustration. And there was no urgency. There was no urgency from Kansas at all. I have never seen a Jayhawk team play so bad in my life. But on the other hand, you got to take your hats off to Iowa State. The Iowa State Cyclones got the job done, and they did it. Mario Shyok, 24 points, 5 rebounds. He got the job done. But when you have a Kansas team, and a lot of people were not sold on Kansas being the number 1 team in the country, or being in the top 5, I mean. A lot of people weren't sold on that without Azubuike. It was a very depressing day for the Jayhawks. They played un-Kansas-like basketball. There was no discipline. There was no nothing. Bill Self got a technical foul. He probably went right in the locker room and did his best Bobby Knight impersonation. Zion. No, I didn't. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, what's up, guys? Good to have you with me. I will say this, though. As far as Azubuike goes, there was no I understand that Azubuike's hurt, but there was no reason why Kansas could have had other guys step up. LaGerald Vick, he didn't play good either. And it was just a depressing game all the way around for the Kansas Jayhawks. And I mean, the Cyclones, they did their thing. They got the job done, and they did it. Could the Jayhawks run as the Kings of the Big 12 in basketball be coming to the end? The only time will tell that. And the bottom line is, it's going to be very interesting to see how everything goes with the Jayhawks until Azubuike comes back. It's kind of a dire situation. And I honestly, let me take that back. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Zenu, bless you. You know, Duke, I honestly, after what I saw today out of the Duke Blue Devils, after what I saw what Duke did to Clemson, I think Duke could beat Kansas any day of the week. I really do believe that. And I'm glad, and I thank you for that comment, and I really do appreciate that. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. Duke, I think Duke with Zion Williams, I think even without Zion Williams, I think Duke can beat Kansas. Think about it. If they don't even have Zion Williams, and with Kansas not having Azubuike around, I think Duke can still beat Kansas any day of the week. I really do believe that. I think North Carolina could do it. Heck, after what I saw from Michigan State today, I think even Michigan State could even beat Kansas. Because there was no self-confidence from the Jayhawks today. They looked lost out there. Yeah, you hush up, Kansas. That's a fact. I agree with that. Kansas, they're in trouble. And because without one of their star players, they're in trouble. Because, I mean, Quentin Grimes, 19.6 rebounds. Dietrich Lawson, 13 points, 12 rebounds, double-double. Didn't matter. LaGerald Vick, he didn't show me anything today either. I mean, Kansas, they did turn the ball over 24 times, and that's a fact. And I'm going to say it right now. I think Duke, Michigan State, and if anybody right now in the current top 10 could beat Kansas, I think Duke and Michigan State would be the two best bets to beat Kansas after the way the Jayhawks have been playing at this moment. And the bottom line is, it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of the season goes in the Big 12. Because I've never seen the Jayhawks look so bad. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to tell you right now. I think any team in the NBA could take Kansas apart. I think even Steph Curry could even do it by himself, really. I'm sorry for sounding like this, but I'm going to be honest. I think any team in the NBA could get it done too. And that's all there is to it. And folks, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of this college basketball season. Yeah, and now wait a minute here. Duke is overrated garbage, to be fair. Now wait a minute here. Duke's not overrated. They got a lot of freshman sensations. Zion Williamson, he's been fantastic all season. 4 of their 5 starters are freshmen. And I'm going to tell you, they just beat up Clemson today, 84-68. A lot of you are thinking hee-haw. But let me tell you something. When it comes down to Duke, North Carolina, and I know that's going to be coming up very, very soon. So I haven't forgot about Duke, Carolina. I would love to see what the freshman sensations from Duke can do to a team like North Carolina. That's going to be interesting to see what happens there too. Yeah, easy to be the top when you have 3 top prospects. That's a fact, and I'll give you that. And I'll give you that, and Bub, I'll give you that any day of the week too. I will give you that any day of the week. And that's all there is to it. And the bottom line is, it's going to be fun to see how this college basketball season plays out. Where is William DeFore going to be drafted for next year? I don't know yet. I don't have any answers to that. I don't have any answers about the draft. I haven't even thought that far yet. Because right now, my main focus right now is conference playing college basketball and getting ready for March Madness. And a lot of things are going to be going down. And it's going to be a very interesting way. It's going to be very interesting to see how this college basketball season goes. All right. It is now time to hand out the Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Awards. These are awards for the hardest playing players today, for some of the best players today that I saw on this college basketball Saturday. Now, here's what I'm going to do. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start it out with for the Iowa State-Kansas game. I got to give out 3 awards. My first award goes to Mario Shayak. 24 points, 5 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Tyrese Halliburton. 14 points, 3 assists, 5 big steals. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Nick Wheeler Babb. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now, for the Michigan State Ohio State contest. contest there. Now for the Michigan State Ohio State contest there, I got 3 awards to hand out. Cassius Winston, 25 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Nick Ward, 21 points, 7 rebounds. Congratulations to you, my friend. Tell your dad I said hello, and you just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Matt McQuaid, coming in for the injured Joshua Langford, 12.6 rebounds, 2 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Yeah, I like that rule. I really do like. Well, you know what? It depends on how you play it. And I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to address that here in a minute. Give me just a few minutes and I will address that. Okay. Now, for the Kentucky-Alabama game, I got 5 awards to hand out. Tevin Mack, 22 points, 5 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Kyra Lewis Jr., 12 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Dante Hall, 11 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Dazon Ingram, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Herbert Jones, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now for the St. John's Georgetown game. I got 5 awards to hand out. Shamari Pons, 37 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Justin Simon, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Mustafa Heron, 12 points, 3 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Marvin Clark II, 11 points, 3 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. LJ Figueroa, 11 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. So I want to congratulate all of my Hardwood Award winners for tonight. And now I'm going to find a question on here that I think somebody asked me here. I'll have to find out how I can get to that. There we go. Now here's the question. What do you think of the NBA's new rule to keep black college kids out of the league because they're too educated? Now wait a minute here. Now, I always say an education is the most important thing. But I think the NBA needs to understand, hey, if these kids have an education, but if they want to play in the NBA, give them a chance to play in the NBA. And you know what? If they got all the money but they have an education, if they have a degree, you know what? If they play in the NBA and they get hurt and they can't play anymore, at least they have something to fall back on. If they decide to go to the NBA before they finish school and they want to come back, I'm all for that. But if you just go to college for 1 year, then just to go pro, then it depends on how you word it. But my thing is, if you have the skill to play in the NBA, even if you have an education, I think you should go pro. I think the NBA should let these kids play. I really do. Because I'm going to tell you why. If you have the heart and if you have the determination to play in the NBA, and if it's for the love of the game, that's all there is to it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think Commissioner Adam Silver and the NBA are messing up big time by going this route. And here's why. There's a lot of great black athletes out there who have an education. But if they want to play in the NBA, that's their business, not the business of the NBA. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I think Commissioner Adam Silver in the front office of the NBA need to go look at themselves right in the mirror and say, we just screwed ourselves over with this new rule. The heart and the desire of these black athletes, even if they have an education, but they still want to go pro, let them go pro. But when they make all these millions of dollars, they get hurt and they can't play anymore, at least they have all that money and they have an education too. No, I didn't play any college ball. I was too out of shape. I wasn't the athletic type. I honestly wasn't. I was not a college ball player. I wasn't even a high school player. I just played basketball in gym class because I had to. I wasn't a big guy. I wasn't an athlete at all. But anyway, if you're an NBA athlete, and if you want to play in the NBA, even if you have an education, you should have the right. These black athletes should have the right to play in the NBA, even if they have an education, because it's for the love of the game. It's not about the money. It's for the heart, the desire, the love of the game. I always say, an education is first and foremost. That's what you go to college for, to get an education. And that's right. I am a supporter of the athlete. I'm an athletic supporter. I support the athletics, but I also believe in an education. That's all there is to it. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. I think Commissioner Adam Silver needs to look at himself in the mirror a little bit. I really do. And the bottom line is, I think Adam Silver made a bad decision on this one. And I cannot support him. And LeBron and Trump calling LeBron a hoop monkey? No. Come on, Trump. Now, LeBron James has done some off-the-wall things, but President Trump needs to mind his business, and he needs to keep his nose out of LeBron's business for the time being. He needs to be worried about how he's going to reopen the federal government and then the government shutdown. I wouldn't be so much worried about LeBron James at the moment. It's ridiculous. Now, I've called LeBron James a traitor when he left Cleveland the first time to go to Miami. But you know what? When LeBron left Cleveland this last time, I was more understanding because he did bring home an NBA championship. But he left for LA because, and I don't blame LeBron James for leaving LA. Leaving for LA. I really don't. If you want to blame somebody for LeBron leaving Cleveland and going to LA, blame Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert. And now he's regretting that decision big time, because the Cavs have been going in the wrong direction since the start of the season. And it's going to get worse before it gets any better. But you know something? All in all, my feeling is Trump needs to worry about right now. Trump needs to worry about opening up the federal government before he starts talking smack about LeBron. And I'm not going to take any more. I'm not going to address that any further, because I don't want to go into the route of politics. Because my parents raised me. My mama raised me right. My mama raised me on watching sports. My dad kind of went along with it. But the both of them did agree. Sports and politics do not mix. And it doesn't work. But as far as a black athlete wanting to play in the NBA, even if they have an education, I think a black athlete with an education should still be allowed to go in the NBA. No, I'm not doing a political stream. I'm not into politics. I am not into politics at all. And I admit it. I do not like politics. I try to keep my nose out of it, because every time I watch politics, I always worry about getting in a fight with somebody, with one of my family members. So I say, nope, I'm not going there. But all in all, I want to thank all of you guys tonight for tuning in. Thank you so much for being with me. I know it was late into the evening, but watch the entire show and you'll see what you guys missed in almost a good part of the first half. Thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. I am going to go ahead and get out of here, but I want to thank you guys so much for being with me. Monday morning, a couple of news sources said that a teammate from them. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. Yeah, a couple of sources. Oh, geez. Yeah, last question. Yeah, okay. A couple of news sources said that the teammates of the Wizards found Dwight Howard trying to stick his finger in Kelly Osborne's mouth. It's just ridiculous. That's dumb. That is some of the that's baby junk. That's just ridiculous. And I'm telling you right now, I think trying to stick his finger in Kelly Oubre's mouth, that is immature. That's just all there is to it. That's just baby junk, and it's just ridiculous. And I'm not going to say anything further because I have never seen. Now that's just immature, and I'm not going to go any further about that because it's just ridiculous, and that's all there is to it. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. You guys have a great night. I'm going to bed because I've had a long day, and I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in tonight, and thank you so much for being with me here on this late night. Please watch the entire show, and I also want to let you know, Monday morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be doing a very special live stream to get you ready for the Alabama-Clemson football game for the national championship, and we're going to have a lot of fun there. Thank you so much for being with me on this late night. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and thank you.